Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel for this, which should be episode 7 if I've got my ducks in a row this time, on No Man's Land with me, Farmer Murphy. Well, as I said at the end of the last episode, I have completed all our chores and dumped all our stone, and you can see I've started piling up the logs. I made arrangements to pile it on the land next door, as you can see. But I did change my tool here that I was using, and I'll explain why. To do that, let's take a look at the garage menu. If we go into front loader tools, this is what I was using, and I had done some testing originally, and when I started logging, as you may recall, I was just using the chainsaw and the logs were all laid out in a row, so I was just picking up one at a time. And you can see these forks come much closer together. So it worked excellent for picking up one log. But unfortunately, those tines that stick out on the sides prevented it from picking up multiple logs. And I was watching Mr. Sealy P, and he was using the manure fork here in telehandler tools, and I had tested it, but as you can see, the tines, they don't meet up. So picking up small individual logs, it didn't work that great. But with this device, and because we're using the tree feller, we've got logs stacked together. We can pick 2 or 3 up at a time with this, so it turns out to be more efficient. It is a little trickier to get any smaller individual ones, but overall it works a little better. You can see our money is up a little bit, or actually it may be down. I can't remember where we were right at the end of the last episode. I did pile in the stone, and money has been going up, but I did unfortunately go and look at the sale items and ended up buying something, and I had an idea. As you can see, we have got a pile of logs here, and the logs that we have processing, I think is going to last us close to a year game time. So I took a look, and if we look at the price for wood chips, it's actually going up, and we are in peak season for wood chip prices. Now, I historically haven't done a lot of wood chipping, but there was a new mod that came out. We can take a look at that under forestry. You can see the standard in-game chipper is pretty expensive, but the modded Gens one that we can lease for about $3,000 a day. So I think we're going to do that, and we'll go ahead and lease that. We don't need to make any changes, and we'll do a bunch of wood chipping, and that'll give us some funds, because we certainly don't need all of these logs to be stacked for future use. So I'll go ahead and run down to the store and get the wood chipper picked up, and I'll meet you up back here. I forgot I needed to show you what I had purchased. This was on sale for 66% off. A deal I felt was too good to pass up. I mean, I did eventually want to get one. We didn't read it right now, but we can use it at harvest time. So yeah, deed is done. So I've got our Massey hooked on our leased wood chipper here. I'll get it hauled out to our logging location and get our trailer out there, and I'll see you in a bit. Okay, I'm down here at our logging lot. I think I have things set up. I'm going to try and show you picking up both these logs here in front of me. I did think about possibly renting a large trailer we could pull behind our semi. Unfortunately, the B train that we have won't take wood chips, but I just thought we'd see how fast this fills up and if it'd be worthwhile. Now, see if this works. Probably not, seeing as I'm recording it. That's kind of generally how the way things go. Of course not. And actually, if you can get them up next to something like that, it then does work really well. Excuse me, I had to cut that out. I was trying to say, no matter how I tried with the other one, I could not get more than one log in it. I know you're probably tired of me saying it as I am having it, but I am still struggling with this freaking cough. I have been tested. It's not what's going around. It is just a sinus cold, but it's just hanging on forever. Now, I think we need to jump in here and turn our wood chipper on. We got to start the engine, turn our wood chipper on. Well, I was hoping that that would just go right in there. Just 1 second, I'll move my Massey and we'll push it in. Well, that figures. I just moved the Massey out of the way and got around here. I hadn't even given it a push and it started to go in. Looks like this one will need a little bit of a push though. Wow, it looks like those 2 logs alone might have been close to filling up our trailer. Let me run over here and take a look. 60%. So it looks like it's only going to take 3 logs to fill that up. I don't know if the wood chipper has a capacity of its own. Yeah, I think that's pretty much full. Oh, no, there's a little bit of room left. Well, we'll give that log a little push. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if that's small enough now that I can lift it or Well, I'm gonna need to chainsaw. Oh no. Well, I think that's close enough to a full load. I'll take this down to the store and we'll sell it. And I'll take a look and see what it would cost us to lease a trailer because that's going to fill pretty fast. So I'll catch up with you down at the store. All right, we're down at the store. Let's see what we get for this. It should be over $3,000 by my calculations. Yeah, that's all right. So let's run into the store and take a look at what we can lease. And we'll just double check again. I already looked at this B train, but I'm pretty sure it won't take wood chips. Oh, down to trailers here. See, that one does. We could lease that one for a little over 2. Yeah, that one doesn't. That one doesn't. I mean, there's some larger. That one does, but it's quite a bit more money. What's the capacity on that sucker? Oh, let's see, just under 60. Yeah, that one doesn't. And oh, there's another dumper, and that one does. And it's 52,000. Let's go back to this one here at the beginning. Oh, that one is not a, no. So I think we will go with, where is it? We'll go with this dumper here. So that's going to be a bit more to lease. But basically one trailer load. We will just take it as it comes. And, oh, what's that wheel setup? That costs nothing, so we'll do that. Okay, so we'll lease that, and I think we'll use our tractor trailer to haul this. I think it'll be worth it. The reason I'm doing that rather than a large pull-behind trailer that we use our tractor for is we don't have that much horsepower to pull those large trailers. So I'll get our truck down here and get this hooked up and back to the wood chipper, and I'll catch up with you then. So I got our rented trailer in place here. I'm going to work on getting it loaded up. We'll certainly more than pay for the trailer and the wood chipper in just one load. And I'm going to continue to work on these logs. It's going to take a couple game days for sure to get them all moved. And my intention is not to wood chip them all, but maybe 3/4 of them, something like that. We'll just see how it goes, and then I still will stack the rest up for later use. That's my plan, anyways. For going in the wood chipper, it might have been better to have these a little shorter, and I might not have to push them, but it is what it is. So I'm going to carry on with this. It may be a day or two before I see you again, or actually no, I'll bring you back in when I get the first trailer load ready to sell, and we'll see what we get for that. So see you in a little while. Well, we're down here at the store with our first full trailer load of wood chips, and that really didn't take all that long, about an hour and a half game time, something like that. And I also added to the pile, I just did wood chip. When I picked up triples for sure, and some of the large loads of doubles, I would dump them in the pile rather than the chipper, because then if singles I could dump in there, so I usually didn't have to give them a push. Oh, yeah, we're gonna do okay. like I never really, like I said, never really bothered wood chipping a whole lot because I just didn't find it to be that profitable. But here we're doing all right. So I'm going to carry on. It may be a day or two before you see me back again. I'm going to continue moving those logs either into chipper or into the wood pile, and I'll catch up with you in a little while. Well, I'm going to call it a day there. I actually ended up hauling 4 loads, so it was more than worth it to lease that larger trailer. So I will carry on in the morning, and I will catch up with you then. Talk to you later. Well, as you can see, it's the next morning. Our money has gone up significantly. That's all due to the wood chips, hauled about 4 loads. And you can see I added to our log pile here. Still have a considerable amount to do though, as you can see. I need to haul our stone for today too as well. I kept the trailer, so I'm going to carry on working with this. I'd like to get all this cleared if I can. So that's my plan for right now. I am recording this probably about a week since the last time I was on here, simply because that cough has been too disruptive to recording, so I just put a hold on it. So I apologize when you see this. It'll be quite some time after the last episode was posted, but that's the reason why. Well, I'm going to carry on. I'll get our stone hauled, and I'm going to keep wood chipping and piling, and then we'll have a considerable number of funds that we can do something with. So I'll catch up with you in a little bit. Well, as you can see, we're up here at the store. It's a little past midday. Our money is up, as you can see, at almost 400,000. And I think we're maybe half done the logs approximately, wood chipping and clearing them up there. So I'm actually going to return this leased equipment, and I'm going to purchase it. It's going to cost us a little over 100,000, but it's more than paid for itself already, and we've got more logging in our future. And this trailer, it hauls everything, unlike our B train over here, which is just like cereal crops, so we can use it for more than just logging. So I'm going to go in here and return these, and we're going to purchase them. I think it just makes sense because I'm not going to get that logging cleaned out of there even today, this game day. So, and this way we don't need to rush. We can do some other things too. So no configurations on that, so we'll just take it as it is. And we'll go up to our trailer here. And it's back along. We'll do a long mud guard. We don't need anything with, no, don't need that. Yeah, we'll do the lights. I think we'll leave it the default color, and we'll take it just like that. Alright, so I've got to move our wood chipper back out there, so I'll get that done, and I'm going to carry on with this. And we'll more make that money back. Well, actually, we've already almost made all that back today already, but I'll carry on with this. And I then, game day tomorrow, we're going to spend some more of this money. I've got some thoughts, so I will carry on. I'll probably give you an update towards the end of the day. Catch up with you. Well, welcome back to the end of this game day here. This is the last load for today. If you look across there, you can see I still have a fair bit to go. That's why I decided to buy this trailer and wood chipper with our proceeds from today. As also, you can see kind of off in the distance there ahead of me, a nice hillside. That's going to play a prominent feature in our future here going forward. You can see our log pile over here to the left. It has increased as well. I continue to add to it. I don't know if I'll put that much more in there. That amount of logs should last us for quite a while, I would think, keeping our carpentry shop going. And this is not the end of our logging, fortunately or unfortunately. But I thought we'd have a little chat while I delivered this last load. More to, well, on one hand, confirm the direction on this Let's Play. We're going to focus on the factories and getting as much of those production chains going as we can. Because I was thinking, well, what are we going to do with our newfound wealth here? And I had talked about getting some animals going. And I think we're going to put the animals on the back burner. We will end up probably doing some cows because I think we need those for production chains. But we've kind of already started with our carpentry here, and we've got our bees going and so on and so forth. So I think we're really going to focus here on building up our production chains and our industrial area, and whatever animals we do would just be in support of that. And speaking of which, I think we're going to put a pin in Laurent Let's Play, because that hillside there, I want to do some grapes and olives, because that's their key components in production chains, and I really don't want to duplicate between Let's Plays too much, and that was kind of one of our big focuses there. So that's one reason. The other reason is Constant Farm is out. I've played on it a little bit. Fabulous map, and I thought it would really lend itself to a Let's Play, and it's set up for animals, and I think that'll be our focus there. So we'll do production chains and everything that goes along with that here, and animals on Constant Farm. So I think there may be one more episode of Hugh Baylor. I'll just wrap things up and we'll move across. I'm just waiting for the update to come out for Constant Farm. It's in testing. Excuse me. Should be imminent. So, and to get all the features, it has been announced we need new game save. So I'm just waiting, and we'll get that set up. So as I've mentioned before, it's this area here is where we'll set up our kind of our industrial area is across in here, and that's what we're going to work on with our money. But I think the next couple days are kind of like Groundhog Days. I looked, don't have much time in this episode. We're only at about we're not even at 20 minutes, so I may decide to do a shorter episode, or just keep updating you on a daily basis as we go along, and have for me if you grow and how to just keep doing the same thing. And then because I'd really like to start the next episode with adding to our starting up our facility area here, our industrial park. But it's a little too short, this episode, I feel. So I think we'll just keep carrying on with what way we've been doing it. I'll add a few minutes from each day, kind of update you what's going on. That's kind of be nice when that camera collision thing comes out, so we don't have to look at that. I guess we really didn't need that with having this big, large dump trailer. We really didn't need that B train, or we could have got away with just the one trailer, but we got that B train. It's such a good deal. I think I'll hang on to them both for now. You never know, we may end up with 2 trucks. Probably will, actually, as things go along. So, and the B train holds quite a bit more crop than this one will. So, if we find we don't use it, we may sell it, but for now we'll hang on to it. But I think for today's game day, we'll call that a wrap, and I will bring you back in probably about the same time tomorrow's game day, and just give you an update where we're at. So until then, we'll talk to you later. Well, it's early the next morning. As you can see, we have our first snowfall here on No Man's Land. I was up early this morning. I got the stones being processed already, so that's why our money went up a little bit. I also, it was dark, so I did a little logging. I had an interesting thing happen. I had a log jam up in the wood chipper that I couldn't. Normally, you can just jump up there and saw pieces of it off, or if it's small enough, haul it up by hand. I ended up having to reset the wood chipper, and when I hauled it back out there, that log was laying on the floor, and I managed to get this chainsaw trigger to come up to cut it in half. But when I did that, each half weighed exactly the same, and I could only get the trigger up to saw little pieces off. The weight never went down, so I actually just drug it to the side there. We'll try and grind it up with the stump grinder. There's some issue with that log. Anyways, I brought the telehandler back here because it needs a little repair and could use some fuel. And I think we're going to make some changes in the yard here. You know, we had a family gathering here on No Man's Land, you know, over the holidays, as, you know, most families do. And I was telling, you know, explaining how well things were going in the logging and how we were going to make an invest in an industrial park. And my Aunt Anna said that she would be interested in moving out of the city, kind of semi-retiring. I'll get this repaired here. Um, she'd be interested in putting up a shop that, you know, had a coffee shop in it and sold produce. She'd sell some baking and so on and so forth. And so she had called me up again and asked if I was serious, because she was serious about doing that. So I said yes, I sure was. So we have our first tenant, I guess you'd call it, for our industrial park when we get it going. But that got me to thinking, I think we're going to expand our greenhouse operation. I was just originally going to add a strawberry one, but I think we're going to we'll let these run. It's 320 meters there, but once they're done, we're going to demolish these 160. That's going to be a little bit longer. Because what I'm going to do here is I think we're going to take out this building here. We're not using it for much right now anyways, and we've got expanded storage over by our, you know, wood chipping, or sorry, carpentry shop and that. So I think we're going to get rid of this, and we're going to install some large greenhouses in along here. Sorry about that, a phone call. So yeah, let's see if we can demolish this and put some larger greenhouses in. And like I said, when these productions are done, I'll get rid of those. So let's construction. I'm assuming we can demolish this. Yep, we sure can. For $0. Awesome. Oh well, that's no big deal. Let me grab our tractor here and we'll move our our log wagon out of the way. Yeah, I'm not too concerned about the storage space because once we harvest our crops, this little area over here I've already explained, I think we're going to take that and put that for yard and put a large enclosed building in. Oh, let's put this here for now until we get things organized. Now, oh, production. It doesn't seem too on level, but I want to kind of make sure I got room to squeeze them all in here if I can. So one there. Now we got to leave a little room so we can get in between here. Oh, that looks like that should be good. Will there be enough? Well, we scoot this one back like that. We should be able to get around that. There. They'll each be a little snug. We should have enough. Especially with the telehandler, it's got all-wheel steer, so we should be able to get in there. Now, another thing I wanted to do is I wanted to increase our bee production here. Oh, I think we'll put one of these guys in. But I was thinking over in here someplace. Oh, look at that. Maybe back a little bit more so it doesn't interfere with any of our farming activities. There. Now there is a mod came out that where you can have multiple pallets. So as soon as this pallet is full, I'll get rid of this bee pallet spawn area and put a larger one in. Let's just run over here and take a look at our handiwork from on the ground. Oh yeah, I think that'll work good. So now I got to get busy and haul some water to these guys. So I'll get set up and do that. And like I said, once these have finished their production, I don't want to lose what's ongoing, and then I'll just delete these. And same with the honey here. All right, so I'll get hooked onto our water tank here, and we'll start hauling water. I think it's going to take a little bit of time. So I imagine these large greenhouses are going to take a fair bit of water. But that should help give us enough produce to support Aunt Emma and our other production changes we need. I don't know what we'll do with this space here where we have our, oh boy, well, maybe third time's a charm, eh guys? Maybe if I do it this way, see a little better what's going on. Can't forget I have to come out and turn the water on. That baffled me for the first little while. Once I get done hauling water to the greenhouses and that, I'll go back to logging and carry on with that business. Oh, a little bit of a power skid there. It is a little slippery apparently. Oh, I just wonder if it's still going. Oh, it is. Perfect. There's a mod came out too that where you can buy drums of diesel, and it's quite a bit less than purchasing it at the tank or buying it in town. So I think I might buy a few of those. The only thing is you can't unload from the drums directly into our fuel tank, so I'll have to get a little trailer to do that. So that's something else I'll probably do today, is get a fuel trailer. We already put water in there. Let's put some water in here. Means we have to haul it ourselves, but hey, saves a fair bit of a delivery charge. It's under $1 a liter for diesel if you haul it yourself, and if I buy it at the tank, it's $1.40 a liter. If you look at it that way, it's probably worth hauling our own diesel. Oh. Wasn't lucky that time. I have almost a full load of wood chips already to deliver. It's 60%, I think it is, where our trailer's at. I'm glad this logging has turned out to be such a profitable venture. It's going to allow us to move things along fairly quickly. It's still probably going to be a fairly long Let's Play if I get to do everything I'm planning on doing. But I think in general I'm going to find that Let's Plays are a little bit longer in duration, just because the nature of FS22. It could be a little tricky if they spawn near the front here, but oh, there, they all got a little bit of water anyways. So, this first one will do tomatoes. I know we can do them all from the one, but oh dear, maybe I think that's probably the first one. This one will do. Oh no, okay. So tomatoes, lettuce. I thought they split them in half, but it didn't. There we go. So there, one's tomatoes, one's lettuce, one's strawberries. We're all set. And oh yeah, I got a fair bit more water to haul. So I will carry on with that, and I will catch up with you in a little bit. Okay, this should be our last load of water. Oh, we need to put our tap on again. Well, that fills. Let's go over here. Can you hear that? The footsteps in the snow? Small thing, but it's pretty neat. That's what it sounds like when you're crunching through the snow. So it took 3.5 trailer loads for each greenhouse. It's a reasonably small trailer, 8,000 to 6,000 liters. I don't think there's any need for us to upgrade though, because I'll just keep them topped up so that we won't be needing to fill them from empty again. don't know if you can see, but it's just straight ahead, just like the right. You can see a deer standing in the forest. That's pretty neat. I mean, I know there are a few issues with FS22 right now, but all in all, I think the game is a pretty big step up from FS19. Things like that, the deer standing off in the forest in the snow. It's pretty picturesque. All right. We'll put our water trailer back and head to the store. All right, I'll meet you down at the store, and I'll show you what I mean about this diesel situation. Yeah, here we are back at the store. So if we go under pallets, there's the diesel barrels. It's 1,500 liters of diesel for just a tick over 1,000. Now we can fill our vehicles directly from these. I'm going to buy 5 of these. But we can't fill the fuel tanks directly with them, so we need to buy a trailer. Excuse me. We could lease, but I think we'll buy because we're going to be hauling a fair bit of diesel as time goes on. So. Now we could haul water with this, and it is slightly larger than the trailer we have, but realistically you wouldn't have a trailer that you used for water and diesel both, unless I suppose you could flush it out, but we're too lazy to do that. Trailer wasn't that much, and we're doing all right financially. We'll go ahead. Yeah, it's just too bad that you couldn't fill the water or the fuel tank directly from these barrels, because then I just hauled it down on our flatbed, loaded up, but try it on a different map wouldn't work. Our B train still sitting down here. Eventually I'll get around to hauling it back to the farm, but maybe let's do this a little smarter way. Well, I'll get this loaded up. I'm sure you got the idea, and I'll meet you back at the farm in just a minute. And we are back at the farm. We got a max load here of 7,600 liters of diesel. Now, as far as I know, at least if it's the same as the other one, we should be able to just, back up just like that. and offload it into our tank. And there we have it, a little more cost-effective diesel. Alright, I think we're going to call that an episode here. It may be a little bit shorter, but it's kind of like I said earlier, Groundhog Day around here for the next little bit. I'm just going to do logging. I don't think there's any additional changes I'm going to make for now, so I'll just log and save up the money, and then the start of the next episode, we'll start building our industrial park. So, if you're still with me, really appreciate you watching. If you're enjoying this series, I encourage you to hit the like and subscribe button so you get notifications when new content falls. I am sorry about the long break in recording there, but my cough is better, not 100% gone, but better, and we should have content falling more regularly. So, but until next time, this is Farmer Murphy, signing off.